Are you tired of watching your API bills explode every month? OpenAI can charge you anywhere between 500, 1,000, or even 2,000 plus dollars for basic automation tasks when they are at a certain scale. What if I told you that you could break free from API dependencies completely and process unlimited data for less than the cost of a Netflix subscription? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build what I call the automation independence stack, a bulletproof local AI infrastructure that never goes down, never bills you per request, and never holds your automations hostage. And don't worry, you don't need to be a DevOps engineer or spend thousands on servers. Most of this runs perfectly on a $200 used computer if you wanted to run this on that. Look, if you can't run your customer service automation for 2 days without your API bill exploding or your workflow crashing because OpenAI decided to have technical difficulties, you don't own an automation business. Your automation business owns you, and it's really just an expensive hobby. And here's where most N8 automators go wrong, and this is what they don't realize. We're in the last 12 to 18 months before AI costs skyrocket. OpenAI's free tier is pretty much gone. Anthropic is implementing usage caps, and this is our generation's last chance to build truly independent automation infrastructure. I've had my fair share of pulling my hair out dealing with API nightmares. Facebook APIs changing overnight, OpenAI rate limits hitting at the worst possible moments, Zapier prices that suddenly don't make any sense anymore. You name it, I've faced those 3 a.m. troubleshooting sessions where I'm just trying to figure out why everything broke. And this stupid myth in the automation community that cloud APIs are more reliable than self hosted. It might be true in general, except for those situations where it just isn't. And in those situations, those situations always seem to happen when you have the least amount of control. And what I'm about to show you is what I call the automation independence stack. And this is, I think, truly unlike anything you've ever seen or heard about before in the N8 community. It's just simply not something that is spoken about a lot. So let me show you exactly how this works and how to actually install it on your computer. So if you haven't used this before, this is docker.com. And here you can go to download Docker Desktop, which is the software that we will be using, because this will allow you to install what are known as containers, volumes, and images, which is what we will need. As you can see here under containers, we have a few different ones. So Splashy Whale and Barnacle Bob. And these are it's just a fancy way of speaking about different applications, if you will, that you can run locally on your computer. So if you haven't, all you need to do is just go to docker.com/products/Docker Desktop and then hit download Docker Desktop. So once you click on that, you're able to download the right Docker version for you. So in my case, I downloaded the one for Windows AMD 64. And once I run that, I get this right here. So we get the same thing right here. We get the containers, the images, the volumes, and the builds. What we're going to be using in this specific situation is something that N8N offers as a starter pack, so to speak, for those that want to experiment with this local installation of their model. So if I go to this link, which is github.com/n8n-io/self-hosted-ai-starter-kit, that's a long URL with a lot of dashes, we get to this page where we get the self-hosted AI starter kit. And here we see what is included. So we have the self-hosted N8N, we have Olama, which is a cross-platform LLM platform to install and run the latest local large language models. We have QD Rent or Quadrant, and we have Postgres SQL. So we also have a database included. And here it says what you can build: AI agents, summarize company PDFs, starter Slack bot, private financial document analysis at a minimal cost. And this is an important point. If there are any companies that want total privacy of their data, that want to ensure that their data doesn't get sent to anyone that shouldn't get it, this is the way to do it. You install this locally on your computer, so you don't even need a virtual private server, and you can run the information right there on your computer. So in my case, if I look at installation, we have the different pieces of code that we'll need to use in order to run this on Docker Compose. So for NVIDIA GPU users, which is what I have in my case, I just need to hit that copy icon and I can go right here. I can click on terminal. And if I just paste that in there, this should start downloading all of that. So it will take a few seconds. As you can see here, it's downloading the stuff. And you can also, if you want, just run the normal terminal. So I could also just open a command prompt right here and run this like so, and then paste that in there, right? And anyway, this is now downloading all the stuff it needs to download. So it's downloading that quadrant or llama, the LLM, whatever, n8n import Postgres. So it's pulling all that information from GitHub. So let me just pause this and I'll resume the video once this is finished. So here, as this is pulling a bunch of information, just wanted to show you what is happening here. So I have a few things that we would need to set, some things that are deprecated, and this has been a few minutes now, so it's normal that this will take some time, right? You just need to be patient while this is doing its thing. So here's now pulling the manifest. So I'll just pause this once more until this finishes. Okay, so I think that this is now actually done. So we got that. Here it should say editor is now visible via, here I'm expecting some sort of IP address or something like that. But if we go to containers, let's see what we get right here. So over here, we're just having the self-hosted things. Yes, so this is what I'm looking for. So if I go to containers right here and I click on self-hosted AI starter kit, we get Quadrant, Postgres, and Olama. And we also get a bunch of other stuff. So let me just close this so you can see everything here. So we get the CPU usage, we get the image right here, we get the container ID. So all of this has its own container ID. What I'm interested in, mostly to get started, would be this n8n. And this is available on this port, so localhost 5678. So if I were to click on that, this should take me to the n8n login screen. Great, so I can set up my owner account. So here, let me just do this. So I just fill that in, hit next. And cool. And now I just saved my password right there. Here I have a demo workflow. So if we open this up, you can see we have a chat trigger. This is already connected to a basic large language model chain. And this uses the Olama chat model. So I can immediately open a chat and I can ask it something like, I don't know, what is the meaning of life? And this will work as if I'm having a conversation with OpenAI, right? Because this has downloaded the Olama chat large language model, whatever. And this is now querying the database as expected. So here it's saying the meaning of life is one of the most profound and enduring questions. Fair enough. Happiness, personal growth, leaving a legacy, spirituality, existentialism, evolutionary perspective, and social connection. Great. So as you can see, we've set this up as expected. Now, at this moment, this might not look like much, right? It's just a workflow where we have a chat trigger that is connected to a basic large language model chain. However, this is where we start building. And just imagine for a second what it would feel like if everyone around you, competitors, are literally hemorrhaging money on API calls while you are processing unlimited data locally. You'd have the cash to hire the best developers, technically, to scale and to, I guess most importantly, sleep peacefully, knowing your automations are running 24/7 on your computer, regardless of what happens to any third-party service. So as long as your computer is on, then your automations will run. And there could be thousands of automators watching this video right now, but businesses will still be paying. And if you can go to a business and save them money, especially as they scale, and you can also offer them this self-hosted version, which ensures that their data is something that will stay within their computer, that is something that is attractive to many businesses. And what you need to remember is that big AI companies don't want you to know much about this because they profit from your API dependencies. But by me deciding to share this knowledge and by you taking it into consideration and implementing it, in a way, you are able to run this locally in your computer without depending on these big companies. So my final thought to you is, if you found this helpful, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Hit that notification bell And I'm going to be releasing more automation dependence content within the next few days and weeks. In terms of AI and automation, these are also videos that I'll be releasing very soon. So if you have any thoughts on that, let me know in the comments below. Either way, hope you have a great day, and it's time to break free from those API bills forever. I'll speak to you very soon.